You got to get incarcerated. You got to get a rat. You got to leave our community if you label yourself a gangbanger.
And once again, I'll go a step further. Deport your ass. Get the fuck out of here. I don't care if you're black, white, brown. I don't care what you. I don't care if you were born and raised in this motherfucking country. If you are an active gangbanger, you need to get the fuck out of here and go sit in some El Salvadorian prison or some alligator Alcatraz. One thing you should not be doing is roaming the streets where me and my family are walking down.
Get them off the streets, all of them. Kick them out. They're only 1% of our population, right? There's like 60 to 70 million black people. There's about 1% of black gangbangers. And that number is probably even less once you go to Hispanics and whites. These people are only 1%, but they're causing 99% of the problems. Why are we still being mandated to live among them?
Less than 1% of the population causes 99% of the problems in the hood. Compton, Watts, Long Beach, all of these places. Some of them were great places to live back in the day. Compton was a nice place to live, to buy a home. And then what happened? Gangbangers came in and ruined it. And we just allowed it. We allowed it. Why? Because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And we don't want to attack that group because we may be seen as racist. Or it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. We allowed less than 1% of the population to take over cities, to take over streets, to take over parks. I remember a time in the 80s when I could play at parks. I could go to the park and people were celebrating their birthdays. People were celebrating baby showers. People were celebrating retirement parties, and the whole family came out and played at the park. Then somewhere along the lines, that same park that I used to go to, that it was deemed safe to play in, now is unsafe, and it's inhabited by pieces of shit that are standing around all day, drinking 40 ounces, smoking cat tranquilizer, and talking about how much time they did in prison, and I was on level 4 yard, and I was banging on 14, and I pop out, and all that shit, man. You're a clown.
At what point do it stop? At what point do you say, you know what, bro? Enough is enough, bro. Right? We're done making